Like the Mets are going to get Francisco Lindor, he from the Indians, and they're going to give up those two shortstops, Rosario, Gimenes. There's a couple of prospects involved here, too. We'll get to the Indians in a little while. They're not the theme. The Mets are. So Lindor is going to be a New York Met. That is I'll tell you right now, they're going to be dancing up and down Queens Boulevard from here to opening day. That is a huge deal for the New York Mets. They've been looking for a huge star for a while. They do have Alonso. But, you know, they've been looking to really make a lot of noise to show that this new ownership group is here to stay, to be in the deal with the Yankees. And Mets did what the Dodgers did with Mookie Betts. They brought a guy in who's only got a year left on his contract, but they brought a guy in who you know they're going to sign. It's going to cost them $250 million, but this owner's got $14 billion, and he puts his money where his mouth is. This man's going to be a New York Met for a long period of time. He's not going to leave. New York City, National League, great ballpark. There's a new sheriff in town. The Mets are here to stay, and Lindor is going to stay here. Now, listen, I mean, you know, has a horrendous year, who knows? But, I mean, if everything goes according to plan, why wouldn't? This guy's a heck of a player. The Mets have found themselves a shortstop. They can be their poster boy for the next 6 or 7 years. I mean, there's nothing else to say. This is a wonderful trade. Everybody here in New York is going to love it. He's going to be on the front pages, and that's saying something in this era. He's going to be on the front pages of tomorrow's newspapers in New York instead of the back pages. And I maybe not. I might be a little rough right now, but you get the idea. They are going to go dancing to the streets anywhere around Queens. And the Yankee fans not going to like it. He's going to have to shut up about it and pray they get LeMahieu back. And maybe this does spur the Yankees because they hate when the Mets get all this back page information. Maybe the Yankees then will go do what they have to do to make sure they bring LeMahieu back. They don't have Lindor as a sort of a backup if, in fact, LeMahieu goes somewhere else. Well, think about the Mets for a second, though. This is about them. You know, they got J.D. Davis they can fiddle around with, play him somewhere along the infield. If they have to play him in left, play him a little third base. They got Lindor at shortstop. They put McNeil over at second. They still got Alonso sitting there at first base. They got new catcher McCann. You throw in Dominic Smith. You can stick him out in left field. Conforto can play right, and I can play center. It makes no difference if it's Brendan Nemo, whoever it might be. The Mets have enough offense there and enough pizzazz in that lineup where they don't need really another player. And so I was saying they can use another pitcher. And let me not forget, Carlos Carrasco comes in this trade as well. Maybe they can use him as their... They really still need a second starter. They got a lot of third, fourth starters. I'm going to leave Syndergaard out for the moment, but they could use really a real, you know, a Robin to Batman. They don't have that. Their pitching, he still isn't great, but boy, their lineup is excellent. And I think Lindor is going to flourish in New York City. I think he's going to love it here. The Met fan is going to adore him. He's going to be fun to watch. He's expressive. He's got personality. He's going to hit 25 home runs. He's going to play a magnificent position. He's going to be looked at as a savior. I don't think any Met fan's going to have any problem with that. And I don't think Lindor will have a problem with that either. I think it's a match made in heaven. And I think also, to me, I'm just going on past thoughts here in this offseason. Like McCann and Realmuto, I think the Mets were discussing Springer, and they realized that Springer's asking price is too high. And I think it is. Rendon money, really? For George Springer? I think the asking price was too high, and the Mets said, the heck with it, we'll pivot, and we'll go somewhere else. And I think that's why they went after Lindor. So I don't